Good morning on Sunday. Happy Sunday morning. So everybody get a chance to be out in the sun yesterday. It was 80 degrees in October in Northern Illinois. It was beautiful. So when Napoleon Hill wrote his book, Think and Grow Rich, he, for the first time, disclosed that he holds board meetings with people, and he does it in an imaginary way, where he visualizes the people being there and has conversations with them. And he has a group of famous people that he sits down and talks with. And he did it over time. And over time, it became incredibly realistic. In fact, so realistic that he quit for a period of time and then came back. This concept has been picked up by others, where they would imagine they were in the presence of people that they admired, and then ask them their advice. What would you do in this situation? And then just let their subconscious or collective conscious, or however you look at that, take over and give them answers. Well, in one of these meetings, Thomas Edison came in, and he came in early before the meeting was supposed to start, and told him that there were beings that walked around on the earth that were balls of light, balls of energy and balls of light. And they acted like humans, and they would gather together in clusters, and sometimes they would have arguments, and they would interact with each other, but they never went away, because, we're made up of energy and energy and matter are never gone. They only change form. Thomas Edison was still alive when he had this vision. And so he went to him and said, that this had happened. Edison looked at him and said, "That is a lot closer to the truth than you probably realize." And then never said anything else and never spoke of it again. He also never wrote about it. Abraham Hicks, the lady who channels higher beings, and I don't know if you've had a chance to watch her and whether or not you think that that's what's happening or don't think that that's what's happening. The conversations are incredibly interesting. And one of the things about her, a buddy of mine has met her and attends those a lot, and I was talking to him about it. And when she is in that space where she's having these conversations, she says that she doesn't see the crowd. She sees balls of light. And she calls on the balls of light, because when you are ready to say something but also receive the information that's coming through her, that's channeling through her, you look to her as a ball of light. And so that's what she calls on. So when she's sitting there looking at the crowd, she's scanning, looking for a ball of light. Otherwise, it's just all kind of like a blur, almost like, nondescript. It's just a blob, and then a ball of light will appear, and then that's who she calls on. Now, whether or not you think any of that is reality or it's in their head, I'm not sure it matters. From my point, it is, we definitely are made up of energy. There's no two ways about it that we're made up of energy and matter. And when we walk on fire at Tony Robbins events, they couldn't figure out how people did that. It's not that it's not mind over matter, because mind over matter would be that we're burning and we're just ignoring the pain. But it's not that you don't burn. You're standing on 2,500 degree coals and you don't burn. Now there's limits. If it gets too hot, then you will burn, even if you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. And we used to do 50-foot fire walks, and not everybody could do it. And, so there's limits. But, I've been next to these things as to how hot they are, and yet we're able to walk on them without getting burned at all. And you legitimately do it. You legitimately walk on it. When you do that, you put yourself in a really heightened state, the same state that like a football player would put themselves in right before the ball is snapped. And when you're in that state, your energy is super high. Now, one of the things they did is they did this type of photography where it can see the energy that's created around your body, it's kind of like it can see an aura, because we all have this energy that we're giving off, because that's what's going on in our body. There's literally chemical reactions going on in our body that are based on energy at the subatomic level. And what they found is when people were in that space getting ready to walk, that they had this burst of energy around them. And the theory is that is what protects the skin from getting burned, that you're giving off this energy that's so intense and powerful that it literally is protecting you. And so you can walk on these coals and you're actually walking on the energy. You're not walking on the coals. That's one of the theories, because nobody really knows how it works. So what's all that got to do with anything? Well, when we're interacting with the world, we've been talking this week about if you're positive or negative, if you're a positive person, if you're a negative person. Remember, positive energy attracts other positive energy. Negative energy attracts other negative energy. And if you continue to put yourself in this light, it's likely that you're attracting other people that are in that space, or other energy that is in that space. Like attracts like. And it's also certainly plausible that the more energy that you have and the more positive that you have and the more you put yourself in that space, not only do you attract it, but it protects you. That this light or positive energy or whatever that the Hindus were talking about 6,000 years ago is actually a way to protect you from things outside, to protect you from actual elements. So when we meditate and we do our morning, when I do my morning flood, one of the things that we visualize is that light is coming down from the sky and filling us. And it's a color that we like. It's either white or it's blue. And it fills us all up, and it heals, and it does all of these things. So for today, we always have a little bit of a more big picture message on a Sunday. Why not focus on being the light in the life of the people you are around, the life of the people that you serve, your family, your friends? If we focus on being light and bright, all of the connotations with that are positive. It's warmth, it's knowledge, it's wisdom, it's health, it's energy, it's protection, it's all of these things. And there's basis for that in science, there's basis for that in theology, there's basis for that in metaphysics, and there's certainly basis for that in religion. And so one of the things I'd encourage you to think about is filling yourself with light in whatever color that is, and have your body create the energy that it needs in order to create that light. Because one of the things that is really obvious is when we put ourselves in that space, our body is more powerful. It heals itself. It can protect itself from other things. It can fight things off. It can do a lot of amazing stuff, but then it also attracts that. It also attracts that similar type of energy. So that's my big picture thought for the day, but I'd encourage you to try it. I told you I was going to put up the Tony Robbins priming, and I don't think I ever did that. So I will absolutely do that this morning. And one of the things in that is you fill yourself with this light. I think it's a beautiful exercise. It certainly can't hurt anything. And it's a great way to start your day, great way to end your day, great way to take a break in the middle of the day. And as we're fighting off, all of this uncertainty that's going on in the world, which I think is really difficult for everybody right now, filling yourself full of light that you just visualize is full of healing and wisdom and power and positivity can't be a bad thing. And then if you decide that for the rest of the day that that's what you're going to give out to everybody else, you're going to give out to all of your family, you're going to give out to your friends, you're going to be that light. You know, my mission statement is to be a beacon of what's possible for myself and others. And I always try to do that as a light. I want to brighten the room. I don't want to darken the room. So that's my message for today. I'll post the Tony Robbins Flood. It's a wonderful exercise. It takes just a few minutes, and there's no way that you don't feel exceptionally better after you do it. Have a great day, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.